So here we are working on the school bus again. Let's go inside and I'll show you what we want to do. It's not very well insulated, so this little itty bitty tiny heater does not keep it very warm in here if it's cold at night. And there was a couple of times we camped and it was like 35 degrees out last spring. So we'd like to put a fireplace in here. I've already got a fireplace that we bought on Facebook Marketplace. And I'm thinking we're maybe going to remove this seat, put it like right here. Or maybe put it over here, right next to the beds. So that when you're sleeping, you got the direct warmth right there. Because the insulation ain't very good in this place. I mean, you got this piece of steel. There's probably an inch or two gap in between this steel and the actual roof. And there's very small insulation in there. So, and all the windows don't keep it very insulated. So, yeah, we're going to try to get our fireplace in here. So let's go in the garage and I'll show you the fireplace and we'll get started on it. It's a little old and we got to clean it up. So this is the unit. It's not very big. I was told that it's originally been designed for use with coal, but I mean, you could burn wood in it if you wanted to. It's kind of neat. It's got this here, you can let air in with that. And you can also let air in from here. You can also open this, pull this out. Shake on it. That's the I guess that would be your dropping coals or dropping the ash while leaving the coals up. This thing was in here. So I'm not going to try to do like any kind of full restoration with this. I'm just gonna hit it with the wire wheel and spray some paint on it. It says here number 117P. Back here it says Jacobs Manufacturing Co. Bridgeport, Alabama. That's really interesting. This is just sheet steel while the rest of it is all cast iron. What I've already done, because one of these bolts was missing, I just cut the bolts off, put new bolts in it. So that piece is nice and tight on there. It's like a two-piece thing. So it didn't have the cover for this. What it had was this ball and chain thing. It was set in here upside down like that. And then there's also this top piece that goes on here. Like that. Very nice looking. Just a little decoration piece, I guess. It's also got a hook on it, I'm assuming, so that you can move that over and put your coffee pot on here or whatever you wanted to cook. This is obviously not what was supposed to be on there. It's some kind of weight for something. But I think I'm just gonna get a piece of steel, cut it, grind it, paint it, and that'll just be like a cover for that. Probably gonna clean this thing up and paint it as well. It's very full of dust and it's got all these holes in it. It's kind of interesting. So I guess I'll start wire wheeling. So, I've been spending some time doing this. I took the doors off. They just had little pins holding them on, like cotter pins. Hit these with the wire wheel. Didn't really spend any time on that side because it's gonna get nastied up with soot. So I took the little doohickeys off, the air control devices. I'll clean these up next. Those are the pins for the doors. There they go on the ground. So we'll get them done. If you can believe it, this thing fell off the bench and here's a little crack in it. That may have been there before. I'm not sure. Goes all the way up into there. I don't know. We're just gonna leave it. Not much we can do about it. This thing's not perfect anyways. It's I can't imagine that even with this cover on here and there's this hole here, I feel like it ain't very well sealed up. And there's gonna have to be a pretty good draft going for it to not smoke out of here. I don't know. I'm guessing it'll be good enough. Get a good enough draft going and it probably doesn't smoke out of all these holes. So I'm not worried about that crack too much. I think some kids were playing tic-tac-toe on the side of it now that I'm looking at that. Get it cleaned up and get it nice and warm in here and get our heat treated paint on it, and then you guys will get to see what color we're gonna paint it. Not the most fun process in the world. Dusty. I can also tell that this was in their basement and it must have been right near their laundry because the rusty dust smells like clean laundry, which is nice. I didn't really want to get this deep into taking things apart. You can get down into a rabbit hole doing that, but I took this bottom pan off. It's all warped and stuff anyways. Kind of looks like that's part of, you know, its original construction, but I just cut the bolts off for that. They're so rusty there. They weren't gonna come apart. These, I would like to take these out. They don't look like they're gonna come apart. They look like they're probably gonna break, but the reason for it is trying to get in here with the wire wheel or anything is gonna be tough because of this angle here. So if I take it apart, it'll probably be easier to do, and it'll be easier to clean this surface as well. So that's what we're doing next. I've got this square socket. We're gonna see if we can't either break them off or take them off. We'll see. Something's spinning. Is there something spinning in here? Something's spinning in there. Okay. It's hard to do with one hand. That one's actually coming apart. Oh my goodness. Crazy. Very surprised. Oh. Something's happening. I think that one's spinning as well. Yep. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and just cut them. I thought they might be like studs or something, so I didn't want to cut them. We're just gonna cut them and put new bolts there. Okay, successfully cut these bolts off. There and there. That one I just hit with a hammer because the actual nut came right off. Now, it's gonna roll away on us. All right. Clean all the garbage out of there. Clean up these surfaces. Clean that up. Put it back together. And then I'm pretty much almost done with cleaning this thing. We can shoot some paint on it. Okay. I'll try to put it back together now. Shake the dust out of it.
You want to see the spanker?
Oh, that gentle now. It's a family effort out here tonight. The dog's out here, the wife's out here, and Joe's out here. We're
Joe is out here.
wiping down the dust out of this thing, and then we're gonna paint it. So it's been like probably a week now. We've got this thing painted. It's been just sitting here. I haven't been doing much in the garage for the past week. Some of my insulation came down because we got a little bit of a leak going on there. So, anyways, that's not important. Let's work on this. This isn't really the best weather for this, but maybe it is because I'll be able to stay warm out here. But we're gonna start a fire in it. Got this little piece of stovepipe. Start a fire in it and cook the paint. This can says that it needs to be cooked on, whatever, cured is the word. So got some cardboard and a bucket of scrap wood. Let's start a fire in here. This will probably be fine. Okay, finally got a fire going in it. Just got a little bit of lumber in it for the moment. But it's warming up, and you'll probably see a little bit of the smoke coming off of the paint. Yeah, you can see some smoke coming off the paint and smoke coming out of the hole there, which I gotta make a plate for. It's going. It's definitely, paint's definitely baking. The part that's sheet metal right around here, this is sheet metal. You can tell that's changing color already, which is cool. It was looking very gold, and now that the paint's baked on, it's looking a little more copper. Like this is baked, and it's looking more copper than down here where it's not really baked, because it doesn't get that hot down here. That's still more gold. So that's interesting. Looks good though. Okay, so the fire is out. It's cold again, and we brought it back inside after the paint's dried out, cooked on, scratched by my wedding ring now. Probably gonna paint this bolt and leave it in there so that there's not a random hole there. Still have to cut out a piece of metal, probably like a 1/4 inch thick plate steel. Stick that in there so that we have a cover there. I'm not gonna like weld it in or anything. I'm just gonna put it in there. And that's it. She's done. Now the next thing is gonna be sticking it inside the school bus. And like I said here, we're probably gonna put it either over here or over here on this side of the bus somewhere. But we're gonna have to maybe either build legs for it or put it on concrete blocks or something, and cut a hole in the ceiling, which is the part I'm most scared of. And then we'll get stovepipe and put it in there. That'll be the next thing to do. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.